Please be seated. Good evening, members of the Blackstone-Millville Regional School Committee, Mr. Alan Himmelberger, Mr. Dudek, family, teachers, friends, NHS members, and inductees. My name is Linda Davis. I am the president of the 2014-2015 Blackstone-Millville chapter of the National Honor Society, and I'll be leading you through tonight's ceremony. We are gathered here this evening to induct new members into the Blackstone-Millville chapter of the National Honor Society for the 2015-2016 school year. This year, the National Honor Society has continued its legacy of being a constructive, dynamic, and enthusiastic organization. We continue to be a positive presence in the BMR community by involving ourselves in numerous activities and projects that exemplify at least one of the four pillars of character, scholarship, leadership, and service, which are considered the foundation of our organization. Along with the involvement in such activities, all members must maintain a cumulative grade average of at least 90%. At the beginning of each year, the NHS demonstrates the pillar of character by sponsoring Character Counts Week, in which both students and teachers are recognized for their naturally splendid character. Just last week, the membership also organized a Teacher Appreciation Week, During this week, all staff members are recognized for their dedication and thanked for their hard work, which allows each student to blossom to the best they can be. We even raffled off a new electric pencil sharpener for one lucky teacher, in addition to the staff breakfast. On another day during the week, members formed a welcoming committee at 7 a.m. and brought in teachers' bags. Additionally, a banner of appreciation was signed at lunches by students. The Pillar of Scholarship was expressed through the quarterly honor roll breakfast, which recognized students who made the honor roll. Also, to help all students in the school system succeed, the membership actively tutors peers across all subjects and grade levels. This year, the membership went above and beyond the Pillar of Leadership by hosting the 9th annual Empty Bowls Project. Although the snow tried to stop us, the event was a success as expected. Months before the project date, the committee was formed to organize entertainment, food, and supplies for the event of a soup kitchen-style dinner in our very own BMR cafeteria. The award-winning jazz band and high school chorus, both under the direction of Mr. Todd Schaefer, provided wonderful entertainment. And who could forget the highlight of the evening, the handcrafted bowls? Thanks to the patience and talents of the art teacher, Mrs. Robertson, NHS members were able to showcase their artistic abilities as they sculpted, fired, and painted bowls to raffle off at the fundraiser. Again, the snow made this difficult, and many bowls were distributed to the winners the following week. Between the proceeds from our ticket sales, the bowl raffle, and other donations, we raised $900 for the Blackstone Winfield Food Pantry to feed those in need of help in our community. Throughout the year, many other service projects took place, such as tending to the Very Family Cemetery, selling tickets for the St. Paul's Church Spaghetti Dinner, assisting elementary schools after school clubs, and much more. The service coordinator will discuss other service projects later on in the program. Milton Berle once said, "If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door." 30 distinguished members of the National Honor Society gave up their time to find ways to build the doors that led to helping others and making a difference in their community. I would now like to introduce our principal, Mr. Michael Dudek.
Lyndon, is this where I finally get my electric pencil sharpener? I didn't get that. Do you have it? Oh, Mrs. Rounds, I'm sorry. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Mr. Himmelberger, Dr. Thompson, school committee members, parents, family, friends, relatives, to this special event. Special thanks needs to go out to Mrs. McLean and our current NHS members for this wonderful evening that we have today. Before I congratulate our new NHS members, or inductees, I'd like to recognize the parents and guardians who support and love our students. Without your support and guidance, I am sure that many of you would not be here today. So for those parents that are out there in the audience, I would ask that you please stand up and be applauded and be recognized. Please stand up. Don't be bashful. As parents and guardians, you don't get the recognition that you deserve, so having an opportunity like this today, I think is a wonderful recognition for you. So again, thank you for all that you do. Congratulations now goes out to our new inductees. You have worked so hard for this moment, and we applaud you for all that you have done. You are truly men and women, and we are proud of everything that you have done. We do ask that this is only the beginning of your journey. Many of us think of the Honor Society as an academic achievement, but as Lyndon just said recently, there are several pillars and several characteristics that make NHS members. So not only is the academic piece a part of that, but having good character, being a leader, and being a service member in our community is extremely valuable. So we do ask that from continuing on from today on, that you still think of those pillars as well. I promised Mrs. McLean that I'd be short and sweet, so she gave me about 30 seconds to come over that. But I just have just one final comment for you. I think many of us, when asked the question of describe who you are, I oftentimes ask that in interviews. I find it that individuals have a very difficult time answering that question. It's not very difficult for us to be able to describe other people and to hear what other people have to say about who we are. Today, I want you to truly recognize and think about who you are as people. I know that when you went through the application process, there were several questions that you needed to answer about yourself, and I'm sure those are pretty difficult questions to ask, but you needed to do that as part of the application process, and you were successful in that. Once you find out who you are truly as people and discover yourselves, you will lead a more successful life, and it will be a lot easier for you to be able to describe to others who you are. So let that drive you. Let knowing who you truly are as a person drive who you will be today and who you will be tomorrow. So that's my advice for you today. So once again, congratulations, and thank you to all.
Thank you, Mr. Dudek. At this time, the Woodwind Choir will perform a Gaelic suite by Clancy Weeks. Thank you. As mentioned earlier, membership in the National Honor Society is earned by the effective demonstration of the 4 pillars held in high esteem by the Society. The other 4 officers will first light a candle to represent each one of these pillars from the center candle of knowledge, and then speak on these qualities. First, Vice President Jennifer Poirier will speak on character.
Good evening, everyone. Before I start my speech about what qualities I believe are encompassed in the word character, I wanted to ask you what you think. So take a few seconds and ask yourself, what does it mean to be a person of good character? Do you personally have these qualities? Can you think of anyone that possesses them? When I asked myself these questions, I had a little trouble, but I came to the conclusion that character is not what you do when people are watching, but what you do when no one is around. No, I didn't come up with that on my own. It was on a poster I remember seeing every day at lunch when I was in the middle school. And at that time, I had no idea what that meant. If no one sees what you're doing, then how would anyone know who has an outstanding character? I still hadn't, until I had to write the speech. I think that the message of the poster is that when people are watching what you do, you're more conscientious about it, because you don't want to be judged by others, even if it's the right thing to do. To have good character is when you're alone and do what is needed based on the idea that it's right and for the better of something or someone. And when you follow through with it, no matter how small it is, it will make a big difference that someone somewhere will notice, and they will know that you're a person of high character and someone you can trust. Disclaimer: don't take this as do something to get recognized or boost your reputation. That is not at all what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is something John Wooden said better. Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. With that being said, our current members are great examples of people with extraordinary character. They have devoted their time inside and outside of school to help the community and those within it. An example of this is each member behind me has spent their Tuesday night or Saturday morning at the Blackstone Food Pantry multiple times to help out. They have also been a part of the 9th annual Empty Bowl project. They each handmade a bowl in Miss Robertson's room to be raffled off, and on the night of February 11th, they spent their night helping out and making sure that the event ran smoothly. The National Honor Society had raised over $900, which was donated to the Blackstone Food Pantry. These students didn't do this to improve their reputation. They did it because they knew that what they were doing was making a difference in someone's life, and that meant more to them than what their reputation looked like. That's what I think character is more about. And the reward is knowing that you have made a positive mark on someone's life. These members live by integrity, responsibility, and wisdom, and I can say with certainty that the students being inducted tonight will also live by those qualities and many more, and that the 2015-2016 National Honor Society will continue to flourish, succeed, and help all of those in need. Thank you. Next, Secretary Kim Russell will speak on scholarship.
Hello everyone, and congratulations. Your achievements within all the pillars of character, scholarship, leadership, and service are being honored here tonight by your induction into this prestigious chapter of the Honor Society. This evening is all about your school, community, and family all coming together to recognize and celebrate the choices and sometimes sacrifices you made to get here. Author Dan Millman once said that after you reach a destination, the only thing worth remembering was the journey itself. Tonight is another destination on the long voyage that you have ahead of you for the rest of your life. You should be proud for making it, but more importantly, you should be proud of all you've done to get here. Treat this experience as just another stepping stone to get you to the next place you need to be in life. One of the pillars which got you here tonight is scholarship. Scholarship is much more than just getting straight A's, it's a lifestyle. It is a love for learning which will last your entire life, the desire to better yourself and test your own neurological boundaries. Scholarship and a love for learning is the culmination of many small choices, studying 5 minutes here, 3 minutes there, to really make sure you understand a topic before you go to class the next day. Each time you decide that every time you make the decision that you want to learn something, you will reap the benefits. Not only good grades, but also the reward of doing something good for yourself. As these little decisions here and there add up one over another, learning becomes a habit. At that point, your desire to learn makes getting A's easier and easier, second nature. While the knowledge may still occasionally seem impossible, knowing you've eventually mastered a difficult subject is an awesome reward. By living this way, suddenly the world around you seems so much smaller, but also richer, fuller, and more open to opportunity. Tonight only serves as a testament to that scholarship has become second nature to all of you who are motivated and passionate about doing their best each and every day. Do not lose this academic vigor and fancy for learning, and certainly do not take it for granted. I challenge you all to continue pushing yourselves every day. Congratulations. Now Treasurer Samantha Hackinson will speak on leadership.
I would like to begin with a quote from Jack Welch. Before you're a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. In this organization, leadership is a trait that we all must take on. From being the spearhead of a committee, to being an officer, to organizing a service project, every person on this stage has had a chance to show leadership, and every person sitting before me will have this opportunity. Throughout the year, we have all grown ourselves. We study hard, participate in extracurriculars and sports, play instruments, and hold down jobs. These are things we do to make ourselves better, well-rounded students and people in general. We have also grown others through activities we have done as members of this society. Every week, members of this organization use their own free time to tutor struggling students. We've had tutors in courses such as Freshman Algebra 1 and Foreign Languages, and Upperclassmen Chemistry and World History. Students appreciate this one-on-one time with peers because it is not as intimidating as sitting with a teacher. It is a chance to get to know other students to look up to. Other ways we also better others around us are through projects such as volunteering twice a week at the St. Paul's Food Pantry, the Empty Bowl Dinner, making crafts with elementary school students, donating cans, blankets, hats, and mittens during the winter to those who cannot afford them, participating in the Corey's Crusader 5K road race and relay on the track, and many other events. There are simply too many to mention, but trust me, this membership is full of busy bees who love giving up their time to be leaders in this community. A leader is not simply someone who points out the right way and orders others around. A leader is someone who shows people how to get to their destination and goals and gives them resources to do so. A man who leads the orchestra must turn his back to the crowd, was once said by Max Lucado. The conductor is not always seen by those watching, but is the leader nonetheless. We are all the conductors of the orchestra of our community. We do not seek the recognition of our actions, but simply want to get a job done right and are not afraid to show the way. I will leave you with a final quote that relates to the last one. You can't play a symphony alone. It takes an orchestra to play it. Was once said by Navjot Singh Sidhu. Remember, even if you are leading the way, it is acceptable to ask for help and work together. Thank you. Next is our historian, Brennan Stefanik, speaking on service.
Service. Although a vague term, the word service can be defined so simply as help or aid. Such words could be described as brave or heroic. And although I consider these members sitting behind me heroes, they are not in it for the glory. Our membership is filled with human beings that are beyond pure of heart. To them, service is not a requirement or a job, it's a way of life. Each year, a member of the National Honor Society is required to complete 28 hours of community service, both within our membership and outside. 28 hours may seem like a large sum at first glance, but when broken down into 3 periods of times, it's a breeze. Because of this, we see members go above and beyond and exceed the required amount of the year within 2 months. That is true dedication. As a service organization, we participate in and organize many local events within the community. We always have an abundance of volunteers at parent-teacher conferences, the food pantry, etc. We all walk in the annual Corey Crusaders Relay Walk, and we all make ceramic bowls for our annual Empty Bowl Dinner. We even had some guys volunteering in the kitchen wearing hairnets. As small as it may seem, life as a teenager can be difficult. And during this time, we chose to join this group and devote a lot of our time to service. The members of our organization are the truest form of BMR charters. We have athletes, musicians, actors, and people from all around the spectrum. On top of that, we all maintain a grade average of 90 or above. It's hard to believe that we still have time to spend helping the community, but I always find myself astounded at what we can accomplish. I'm truly honored to have been the historian and service coordinator of this organization, and I wish the new members of the future the best of luck.
Thank you, Brennan. Will all the candidates for induction into the Blackstone-Millville Regional Chapter of the National Honor Society and all current members please rise, raise your right hand, and repeat after me the National Honor Society pledge. I pledge myself to uphold
I pledge myself to uphold
the high purposes of the National Honor Society,
the high purposes of the National Honor Society,
to which I have been selected.
to which I have been selected.
I will be true to the principles for which it stands.
I will be true to the principles for which it stands.
I will be loyal to my school
I will be loyal to my school
and will maintain and encourage
and will maintain and encourage
high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character.
high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character.
Please be seated. I would now like to formally induct our new members. Please hold your applause until all members have been inducted. Juniors, Caleb Ballou. Benjamin Houle. Samuel Partlow. Sophomores, Gail Austin. Wasim Awad. Colin Bisbee. Caitlin Castelluccio. Julia Catalano. Jocelyn Davis. Lauren Bouvier. Brittany Dwyer. Faith Goditis. Julia House. Rachel Milliken. Emma Myers. Kaylee Paquette. Madeline Rafis. Madison Robitaille. Jocelyn Spaz. Caitlin Strachey. Congratulations to all of you. At this time, historian Brennan Stefanik will sing Go the Distance by Michael Bolton.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a great warm welcome will be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance, I will find my way. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though that road may wander, it will lead me to you. And 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through. And I won't look back. I can go the distance and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's an uphill slope, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance and my journey is complete. Though to look beyond the glory is the hardest part, for a hero's strength is measured in his heart. I am on my way. I can go the distance. I don't care how far. Somehow I'll be strong. I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong.
Thank you, Brennan. This evening, I have the privilege of introducing our keynote speaker, Mr. Alan Himmelberger. Mr. Himmelberger is the superintendent of schools here in the Blackstone-Millville Regional School District. Even though it is only his first year in the district, he has a profound impact upon the students in these halls. His ideas for improvement and his interest in the many student activities here is exactly why we asked him to speak today. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alan Himmelberger.
Good evening, everyone. I first want to ask Mrs. McLean why I followed Brennan. Talk about a tough act. Well done, sir. Well done. It is indeed an honor to be asked to be here tonight. In the short 10 months I have been the superintendent, I have learned an awful lot about the history and the traditions that make up Blackstone-Millville Regional School District. I also want to recognize our principal, Mr. Dudek, our assistant superintendent, Dr. David Thompson, and the advisor, Mrs. McLean. One person cannot lead an entire district. It takes a team, and anyone who's been in my office knows the poster on the wall says teamwork. So thank you all very much. Congratulations to our inductees, our new members of the National Honor Society. Founded in 1921 by a high school principal on the basis that they would create enthusiasm for scholarship, promote leadership, stimulate the desire to render service to others, and to develop character. In your community, in your school, in your daily lives, you have that opportunity to build on the foundation that is the National Honor Society. I wanted to give you some advice. It's a very short list. There's only 3 items on it. First, take care of your health. You are the only one that can do this. It is not just your physical health, but your emotional health, your mental health, and your spiritual health. For they all interrelate, they all interact with each other, and you will be far better off in the long run. Have a plan, a short-term plan and a long-term plan. How will you know when you've arrived at that destination? How will you know that you've achieved your goal? Or how will you know when you need to recalibrate and rethink your strategy to meet those short-term and long-term plans? A plan will help keep you on track, but you do need to look at it once in a while. Many good plans gather dust after they are written, and therefore of no use. Take it from one person who has made many plans over lifetime. And finally, give back. Many of you do that already, as we have heard, in all that you have done to improve your school and your community. Make it a part of that daily routine because it makes you feel better and it makes all of us better. Our community, our state, and our country are depending on you, our new inductees, to provide the leadership and the service through your scholarship and your character. I remember a few years back, about 2007, I was driving my son back to college at UConn, and I was lamenting to him all of the problems that we seemed to be facing at that time, and how they seem to have not changed from the 30 years prior when my father drove me back to school. And many of those issues we have seen morph into other issues that still confront us today. Our energy dependence, our civil rights, unrest in unstable countries that threatens our security, folks in the lower class unable to attain the next rung on the ladder of success, an unfair distribution of wealth. It will be up to you to understand these issues, provide the solutions, and to implement the real change that is necessary, that certainly my generation did not do a real good job at. As my generation of those that grew up in the 60s proclaimed, Mr. Dudek, that's the 1960s, not any others. We said that you should be part of the solution, don't be part of the problem. And yes, there can be middle ground, but more often than not, we sometimes choose not to be part of the solution. I think that those that have gone before you have made their mark and have tried to understand that they need to be part of that solution. And also on your way home, please make sure you thank your parents, for they are your first teacher and your best teacher, and your forever teacher. So again, congratulations on your induction. I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. And please remember that the sky is the limit, and never let anyone tell you that you cannot achieve anything, for you and you alone can accomplish great things. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the night.
Thank you, Mr. Himmelberger. Before I address next year's officers of the National Honor Society, I'd like to say a few words to the current leaders. First, I'd like to thank the four of you for all the time and dedication you have put into our membership. You should all be proud of our successful year we've had together, and be proud of what great role models you have been for the people sitting around you. To the graduating seniors, thank you for all your hard work within our organization and for stepping up when you had to. Good luck in college next year, and may you all succeed. Thank you for the entire membership for everything you've done to help out this past year, and congratulations on a fantastic and unforgettable year. At this time, I will address next year's officers of the National Honor Society. I am sure you will continue our great legacy and further expand the achievements of the National Honor Society and continue to better the Blackstone Linville community. We will now conduct the installation of new officers. As each position is named, the new and current officers please step up to the candle of knowledge. Please hold your applause until all officers are named. Historian, Katie Gauthier. Treasurer, Jessica Morrison. Secretary, Nathan Carroll. Vice President, Griffin Riley. President, Andrew Lucier. I hope you have a productive and prosperous year with these officers. Congratulations. Please be seated. Each year, the new members are asked to invite a teacher, coach, counselor, or administrator from the BMR community to to this ceremony who has made a difference in his or her academic life. Remember that you are respected members of society who plant the seeds of learning with hopes of growing lifelong learners. This year's selections include Mr. Jeff Curran, Mrs. Eddie Faulkner, Mr. Steve Slate, Mr. Todd Schaefer, Mr. Steve Angelini, Mr. Brendan Healy, Mrs. Natalie Hardy, Mrs. Catherine Finnegan, Mr. Roseanne Kozlowski, Mrs. Christine Greer, Mr. Mark DeWolf, Mrs. Maureen McMillan, Ms. Hillary Ostapenis, Mr. Kevin McCourt, and, well, that's all of them. Please stand and be recognized. On behalf of the 2014-2015 National Honor Society, I'd like to extend thanks and gratitude to the Woodwind Choir for providing us with such wonderful music tonight. I would also like to thank Jack Keefe and Lindsay Karcher for their work in the lighting booth. A thanks to all of the supportive parents sitting in the audience tonight as well. You've helped each of us reach this point today and inspired us each and every day to be the best that we can be. I'd like to thank our advisor, Mrs. McLean. You gave us plenty of new ideas and came to every meeting with enthusiasm. Our National Honor Society would not have been as successful as it was this year without your help and support. You've made this a successful year, and I have no doubt that you will continue to do so with the 2015-2016 membership. Please stand and be recognized. This concludes our program. Would you please allow us to lead you out of the auditorium and into the cafeteria to celebrate the induction of our new members? We ask that you please remain seated until all members have exited.